Hey guys, today I'm filming the finale for my summer project pan. So it has not been a full month since my last update, but I was able to finish the products that I thought I could. So I figured this would be just good timing to go ahead and film this. If you see my hand and think something looks wrong with it, I have been swatching lip plumpers. So it is very scary and irritated and it feels a little ouchy. If you're wondering where my hand looks nuts. But I was able to finish 3 more products since last update. First being the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation and one W1 Bone. And once I couldn't pump it out any longer, I did have it upside down in a sample jar. I did get my spatula in there to scrape the edges, so I absolutely got every little bit that I could. This is one of the first foundations I ever fell in love with. I want to say I bought this or got it for Christmas 2013 or 2014. So it's been over 10 years of loving this foundation. This one and the Revlon Color Stay Oily Combo version, they've reformulated so many times, it's not the same anymore. They were just like the first foundations I used, fell in love with, and they were amazing, and I found perfect matches, which is like very exciting. But I love this so much that I did just buy another during Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I hadn't used it in such a long time because I've been panning other foundations, and I think that this is just so good. This really is a medium buildable coverage foundation with more of a satin finish. I do not think this is full coverage matte. The reputation that it has, I don't think is true, just based on other things that I've tried, and Estee Lauder will tell you it has not changed. I feel that it has changed a little over the years, or maybe that first bottle I bought, something was wrong with it, but it was perfect. But this is so good. I absolutely love it. It wears so well on me. I have really long days. I have oily skin. This is fantastic. So really happy to have another of those. Forgot to tell you the weights. So this went from 3.613 ounces to 3.408, 3.025, 2.945. This is something I had started working on in spring, and at first it was too heavy for the scale, so it's taken quite some time. It's a nice heavy glass bottle, but I love it. And my next empty is another really exciting one. It's a product I started working on last year. This has taken forever, the Jouer eyeshadow stick in rose gold. I had this in a sample jar at my last update. I will insert a picture so you can see how much I had left, but it is now all gone. I think this is a pretty shade. This is a nice, like, smooth to apply formula. It doesn't crease, it wears nicely on me, but it just felt kind of meh, where I love my Laura Mercier ones because I think that they give like a little bit more shimmer and shine. I think this is a nice base, but on its own, I don't think it gives enough pizzazz. So I'm just gonna stick to my Laura Mercier ones, but this is still a good formula. So the weights on this went from 0.485 to 0.478. Now empty, 0.460. I did not take the weight from when it was in the sample jar, but basically the base of the product went from 0.478 to 0.460. So you guys know that I don't really like dig out lipsticks and some other things, but I will for a cream bronzer, I will for a shadow stick, just to feel like I'm really using it completely. And then something that I brought in last update is something that I had been working on. It was in my year-long project, but I just wanted to focus on this over this past month instead of rolling in another mini gloss. And this is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Amber. I was pairing it with a lip liner that is in my Charmed project pan, so you'll see that update coming next. No, 2 from now. You'll see it coming soon. So very happy that I was able to use this up. I think that this is a really beautiful, warm color. And I do think this is a nice formula. It reminds me of the Fenty Gloss Bomb creams. It is really smooth. It has great pigmentation. It is like a really nice consistency between thin and thick, and it's not super sticky. It's really great. I probably won't buy any more of these just because my lip gloss collection is insane, and I'm trying to not repurchase unless something is super duper special. But if you are looking for an amazing affordable drugstore lip gloss line, I really would recommend these. And it looks like I did not take the weights on this last time, so apologies there, but I know I had just removed the stopper before that update, and We are all used up. I know I did still get several uses out of this. And now to show you the progress on everything else. So for my Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer, went from here to here. When I used it today, I had a little bit more trouble getting product out. So I feel like there's even less, and I'm thinking this should be finished in a couple weeks, which is great. I was hoping for that. I was hoping that this would take me maybe 4 months and that I could finish this in the first month of my fall project, because I have a travel size Fenty matte primer I want to knock out as well. So now I'm feeling really confident that can happen. This is so good. I'm so sad this is not available anymore. It really is one of the best matte primers because it does help keep me mattified, but it is a good consistency, whereas others are a little bit more thick and gluey and either make my makeup apply patchy or wear off patchy, or they're not mattifying enough, and it just breaks my heart this is not available. The new matte primer from Benefit I do think is probably like the most similar thing that I have, so I will take that as a replacement, but it just breaks my heart that, like, Too Faced, why could you not keep this line permanent? All of these complexion products were so good for oily skin, and I feel like you let us down by not keeping this. And the Too Faced Born This Way matte, babes, it is not the same as a Peach Perfect foundation. It is not as good. I did not like it. I sent it back. Just, oh, breaks my heart. But again, I will be happy to get my last couple uses out of this. So the weights went from 2.246, 1.913, 1.527 and 1.315. I used a pump and a half of this every time. Just love it. And it still smells like peach. This is supposed to be a 6-month shelf life, and I've had this for years, unopened until this project, but alas. Then I had some cheek products. So this is something that I rolled in at some point in the project, the Tarte Maneater Blush and Glow Cheek Plump in the shade Pink. I like this so much that I picked up a couple shades during 21 Days of Beauty. You guys, I know, we're like trying to knock me out for buying more blush, and you should be. You should be very much. So this is a lovely deluxe size sample size, and this is a really beautiful pink color, and the glow in here is very subtle. This was so easy to blend out on the cheeks. I literally would do 2 dots on each cheek and just blend it out with my beauty blender, and it looked gorgeous. Never lifted my foundation, never looked patchy. And I was weighing this, but I was also tracking the uses, and I was tracking the uses not by application but per dip in the product. So I would do 1 dip for each cheek, meaning each application would be 2 dips. So as of last update, I had 14 dips, meaning 7 applications. And since then, I only wrote down that I used it 1 more time, which is crazy. So 16 dips. So I feel like that can't be correct. I had to have used it at least 1 or 2 more times than that, but I'm just gonna go with what I've tracked. So this went from 0.765 to 0.755 to 0.750. This can be built up to be worn on its own, or this can be a base. I really, really enjoy this. I think that is a great formula and very easy to use liquid blush. Then I've made very minimal progress on this. This is the Rare Beauty Liquid Luminizer in Magnetize, and this is something that I thought was going to take me 4-ish months to use up based on when I panned my other shade earlier. And because this was a shorter update, it might take me 2 months to get through the rest of it, which is totally fine. I don't have any other product like this. And the weights on this went from 0.510, 0.493, 0.474, 0.467. So I have been using this just on my cheekbones underneath of my foundation. So that's why it's going a little bit slower, but this will be a great color for me to use in fall time. This I'm going to put back in my collection, but I will continue using the 2 of these. And then we have something that I am just going to get rid of. I told you guys I wanted to use this once before my finale, and I did not. I'm gonna hope that I do it tomorrow. And if I do, you will see it in my, I think it will be another Project Pan update. You will see me wearing it. I will notate here on the screen whether I did or not. but I want to do it just so I can say that I did. This is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Blue Mascara. I love the original. This, the times I've used it, which has only been like twice, I did on my lower lash line and my eyes are very watery, and this smudged so bad and looked terrible, and it was just not easy to clean up. And this is just a no if you have really watery eyes, which is a bummer because the blue did show up quite nicely, and I pulled out like one of my white primers to use with this. So I'm gonna try to make myself do that tomorrow, is use this, but no, that's a bummer. I wish I just gave it to somebody else, but I'm glad I got to try it out. And then my last product here is something I had just started working on over the past month, the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Gloss in Rosy Outlook. I told you guys that this is something where I wanted to track the uses. I get through my mini Lawless glosses so fast that I wanted to see how long it would take me to get through a full size. And I will put the weights on the screen because I forgot to do that for some reason, but hopefully you can tell I'm at the H in the word the. So I finished half of the gloss in 29 uses, which is really not too bad. If someone does not apply their lip gloss as much as me, it will last you more than 2 months, but really excited to see how long it takes me to get through the rest of that. And really quickly, I do want to just give you quick thoughts on the 4 products I finished in previous updates. First is this NARS Afterglow Liquid Blush Sample in Orgasm. I know people really didn't like this formula. They found it to be too sheer. And I had heard that the mini holiday set was worse than the full size, potentially, which would make sense. That happens all the time. This was a beautiful color. I think it applied nicely. I was able to build it up. I mostly use this as a base, but it was really gorgeous. But the Juvia's Place Blush Lighter, their glowy liquid blush in Soft Tulip Glow, is very similar. So I bought that one, and I'm going to be having that fill my need to purchase this, and it's beautiful as well. But if I get more foil samples of this, I actually will use it up. I think I got about 10 uses out of this. And then I finished 3 other lippies, the Tower 28 Lip Jelly in Chill, which is my favorite clear gloss. I think that Lawless is number 2, but this is a little bit thicker, and I really do like the thin consistency of the Tower 28, but I am not a clear gloss girl. I've been putting these in my project pans to use them up as like a purse gloss lip balm type of thing, but I won't buy any clear gloss. But if I was, this would be my number 1. Then I finished the M Cosmetics Lip Cushion in Angele. Let me remind myself how many uses. 172 uses, which is so much, so you're definitely getting your money's worth. But the uses might have been cut in half because I was using this on one lip and then a color gloss on the other lip and mushing them together because I didn't love this shade. So it's possible I would have had 90-ish uses or 100 uses or something like that, which is still a plenty. This is a fine formula. You can buy these on Flip. I would recommend getting them there because you can get a really great discount. I don't think they're worth it full price, especially now we have so many other formulas that are similar to this, and I just thought this was too bright pink of a shade for me, so would not repurchase. And then I finished my Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Reef, which is really beautiful pinky coral color. Again, a great formula, a beautiful shade. I would highly recommend, but I won't repurchase just because I have so many glosses. But I'm glad I was able to get through these Maybelline ones because they are some of the older glosses in my collection. So I feel really good about all the things I was able to use up. Just some really big accomplishments with this shadow stick that's been hanging on forever, and definitely this lip cushion. And I will be bringing the primer, liquid highlight, and Lawless lip gloss into my fall project pan. I'm still trying to figure out what items I want to put in there because we're getting into that point at the end of the year where I have made really good progress on a lot of my complexion products that are in my year-long project, but there's not that much stuff in those updates, so I don't want it to be too repetitive and have all the same stuff or even a lot of the same stuff. So I'm feeling like instead of having 10 items in my fall project, I might have a few less, just because I don't want it to feel too repetitive to you guys, even though the updates are a little bit more spaced out. That's the thing that I'm thinking about, because my year-long project, those updates I do every 2 months, but I feel like I'm at the point in those items where there is a lot of progress month to month. And I'm sure that I'm not having this conversation and posting this video before I film my intro, but I would still be curious to hear your thoughts on what I should do. But I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I would love to hear your thoughts if you try these products. I would love to know what project pans you're doing right now. I like to post all of my updates in a row, so I have some before and after this. So I, as always, would appreciate any love on those videos, any of my other videos. I've really not felt super inspired, but I've been trying to be a little bit better about posting on Instagram and on TikTok, and I am posting on the Flip app, which has been really fun. And I will stop rambling. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.